Hello, future. The trust layer of the internet is here. What am I talking about? I am talking about one of the most potentially exciting investments in cryptocurrency, Hadara Hashgraph, aka HBAR for short. So, what is Hadara Hashgraph? It is cryptocurrency which potentially will offer some of the best transaction fees and also some of the faster speeds and ability to process many transactions at once. Now, as I scroll down, you've probably noticed some pretty big organizations on their website being listed. Now, why are these organizations being listed? Because Hadara is owned and operated by the world's leading tech organizations. Now, who are these organizations? They include Boeing, Deutsche Telekom, aka T-Mobile, IBM, LG, and the big one, you've seen it, Google. So, what do all of these big companies have in common? They like to make money. What do other big financial institutions and technological institutions have in common? They like to make money. What seems to be a trend in cryptocurrency in 2020? No retail investors, no everyday mom and pop investors are really getting excited. Yet the bankers of this world, the tech companies of this world, are FOMOing. They are getting so excited and putting so much money into cryptocurrency that we will probably see the other side where the news comes in, the media hype, and then the mom and pop investors come in. But by that stage, the early adopters, the tech companies, the bankers, people like myself, potentially people like yourself watching this in mid 2020, we will come out on top because I believe that cryptocurrency is part of this social experiment that we are going through in the world with coronavirus, where potentially we're looking at some sort of political slash economic reset. And this particular cryptocurrency is definitely a part of that picture. Now, let me scroll down and show you some of the stats behind these claims that I'm making. Now, first and foremost, before I go any deeper into the technicals, this is not investment advice. I repeat, this is not investment advice. I am not a professional financial advisor, nor do I think I would ever want to be one. This is purely for information and entertainment. But I think it's worth doing your own research based on what I'm presenting. So, what I'm presenting in this table is the three generations, according to Hadara, of cryptocurrency. You've got your first generation, which we probably all know about, Bitcoin, BTC. You've got Ethereum, your second generation, which many of you would have heard of, the second biggest player in the game. And Hadara Hashgraph is being touted as the third generation, which is pretty big, a pretty big claim. But here are some of the numbers to potentially back that up. So transactions per second, you're looking at about 3 for Bitcoin, which is not a lot for BTC, 12 for Ethereum, and then 10,000 per second for Hadara once it reaches its final form, which I anticipate will probably take about 5 years. So this is not a short-term investment. This is more of a long-term one, but there is a lot of potential with average fees of a fraction of a cent as opposed to the tens of cents that you're paying for Ethereum, and in reality in 2020 probably dollars that you're paying to send Bitcoin around. Yes, that 20 cents is not accurate or reflective of how much it does cost to send BTC in 2020. And then that 10 to 60 minutes, I would say that's been my experience moving Bitcoin around. 10 to 20 seconds has been my experience with Ethereum, and you're looking at 3 to 5 seconds for Hadara, which is really impressive. That would probably make it faster than something like XRP or some of the other ones that are quite fast as well. Ethereum being a similar speed in that bracket. This is another bracket on top of that when it reaches its final form. But what does this mean as an investment? What does this mean for the price? So I wanted to show you some more information, some technicals and some fundamentals of Hadara. So let's get into them. If it lets me, there we go. So what we're looking at right now is CoinMarketCap, and and the market cap of Hedera is currently sitting at about $196 million. It has a daily trading volume of around $6 million. The circulating supply is quite small compared to the total supply, so that's affecting the price. But that may change in the future, so watch this space. And it is currently ranked the 51st biggest, most powerful cryptocurrency in the world, according to some of the key metrics. Now, I will bring up a proper chart to show you what's actually happening with the price. Here we go. And on this chart, what I've done is I've had a look at from its current price today, which is around 4 US cents a share. What would happen if it got back to its all-time high price, which was all the way back in the sort of third quarter of last year, where it got as high as about 24 cents. So if it goes from its current value to its all-time high value, you're looking at a gain of about 516, pretty much 517%, according to what I've charted up with that blue horizontal line representing where the highest price would be, and this blue channel showing all the movement that would need to happen, that being 516% of movement for it to reach the all-time high price, which is at the very top of the wick on the first candle in its first month. Now, when new altcoins come out, they often have a spike in price early on as a lot of people get on, and then they fizzle out for a while, and then potentially if they gain traction, you will see a bit of a run. And I don't know when the run will be for Hedera. It might not be for quite some time, and it may not be one to capitalize on this next parabolic run that might be coming. So this is a very speculative investment, but I think long term, if we're talking 5 years from now, if you buy it and wait 5 years, I think you will be impressed, because at some point over that 5-year duration, you will see a significant price increase. We've already shown that it could be a 5-fold gain, even if this cryptocurrency gets back to its all-time high, which was end or third quarter of last year, not that long ago. So it's one to watch. It's one that the price can fluctuate quite a bit. It's not always correlated with Bitcoin and the rest of the market, which can be a good thing. Sometimes as a hedge, if you have a portfolio and the market as a whole is not performing, having this one potentially go the opposite direction can definitely help out your total money pool. So I think that pretty much covers a lot of what there is to be excited about with Hedera. Potentially some very impressive technology, potentially some big companies moving into the crypto space and having a say, and potentially even a gain of, say, 5-fold in the not too distant future for it to reach its all-time high price. But I've heard people quote up to 3,000x when it reaches its very top from where it is now, which is effectively pretty much the bottom. So if it ever did 3,000x,